The movie begins with a teenage girl named Janie, who is in her room watching a romantic movie. Feeling aroused, she takes out I don't know what this is, I think it's a baseball bat, and starts to make home runs down there. However, she's suddenly interrupted when her entire family, including children, bursts into her room holding a birthday cake. It's Janie's birthday and they were planning to surprise her. Embarrassed and panicking, Janie tries to act normal and cover herself with a blanket. But things get worse when her dog jumps on the bed, pulling her blanket off. Then it happened, the baseball bat goes flying into the air and lands directly on the birthday cake. At that point, everyone realizes what Janie had been doing and she is left completely exposed and humiliated. Later, Janie's dad drives her and her younger brother Mitch to school. At school, Janie is known as a nerd and is considered boring and unpopular by her peers. She doesn't have a boyfriend, and her brother Mitch often teases her about this. Janie meets up with her friend Ricky, a sweet guy who clearly likes her and tries hard to impress her, but Janie only sees him as a friend. Meanwhile, Mitch and his two friends are discussing their plans to lose their before graduation, even though they're still just freshmen. Mitch has a long-standing crush on a beautiful girl named Amanda and becomes completely love-struck when he sees her. We're then introduced to Jake, the most popular and attractive guy in school. Nearly every girl has a crush on him, and he's currently dating the head cheerleader, Priscilla. However, Priscilla pulls Jake aside to tell him she wants to break up because she likes someone else now. Jake is shocked. He can't believe any girl would want to leave a guy like him. His friend tries to console him by saying Priscilla is gorgeous and will probably be this year's prom queen. Jake arrogantly responds that she only looks good because of makeup and claims any girl can become prom queen with enough makeup. Taking this as a challenge, Jake's friend Austin dares him to turn the least attractive, most unpopular girl in school into prom queen. Just then, Janie walks by, and Austin picks her as the subject of the bet. At first, Jake is hesitant, saying there's no way Janie could ever become prom queen, but eventually he agrees to take on the challenge. Meanwhile, Ricky continues trying to win Janie's heart. He even reads a heartfelt poem aloud in class, but Janie doesn't understand it and remains oblivious to his feelings. On the other side of school life, Mitch and his two buddies attempt to spy on girls in the bathroom by crawling through an air vent. But the vent gives way under their weight and they fall through the ceiling into a classroom, landing in front of another girl. As punishment, they're all given detention in the school cafeteria. Back in the cafeteria, Jake starts talking to Janie for the first time in years and asks her out on a date. Janie is suspicious. Why is the most popular guy suddenly interested in her after ignoring her for so long? She rejects him. Later, Jake is seen watching students playing football on the school field. It's revealed that Jake himself used to be on the football team, but he was suspended after an intense game in which he tackled another player so hard that the boy died from the injury. Janie starts thinking more about Jake and ends up talking to her father about him. Her dad encourages her to give Jake a chance and consider going on a date with him. At the same time, Jake visits his sister, Catherine, asking for advice on how to impress Janie. Catherine suggests that he do something kind for her to win her over. Taking this advice, Jake decides to rescue Janie's brother Mitch from some bullies at school, but the plan backfires terribly. That idea clearly didn't work out. Next, Jake tries a grand gesture by singing a song in front of everyone to impress Janie. He chooses Janie's Got a Gun by Aerosmith, hoping the song's title, because it has her name, will catch her attention. But instead, the people nearby take the lyrics literally and panic, thinking Janie has brought a gun to school. The chaos causes everyone to run away in fear, and the police arrive and arrest Janie over the misunderstanding. Fed up with all the unwanted attention and chaos Jake is causing, Janie goes to his house and tells him to leave her alone. But before she leaves, Jake stops her and says he wants to show her something. He strips down completely, standing naked in front of her with only whipped cream covering his private parts. Janie is not amused. She gets angry and walks out. A few days later, Jake comes to Janie's house again, this time bringing his sister Catherine with him. He wants to take Janie to a party and asks Catherine to help her get ready. Catherine simply removes Janie's glasses and takes her hair out of its ponytail, but the transformation is surprisingly effective. When Janie walks downstairs, Jake is stunned by how beautiful she looks. Meanwhile, Mitch and his friends are already at the party. Mitch had written a heartfelt letter to Amanda, hoping to impress her. When Jake and Janie arrive, everyone is shocked by Janie's new look. As the night goes on, Janie drinks too much and jumps into the pool. Jake's ex-girlfriend Priscilla sees her and begins mocking her in front of others. Upset, Janie leaves the party. Later that night, Jake visits Janie's house. They talk about their past, their families, and their dreams. Janie reveals she wants to study art in Paris. They grow emotionally close and almost kiss, but the moment becomes awkward, and they pull away. Jake now realizes he truly likes her. The next day, Priscilla tries to insult Janie again, but this time Janie ignores her completely. Jake's friend Austin reminds him about the bet. Feeling guilty but still wanting to be with Janie, Jake asks her to be his prom date. Janie agrees to go with him. The following day is the school's football match. Although Jake is still suspended from the team, his coach decides to let him play because several players are injured and the team is about to lose. Unfortunately, Jake's efforts aren't enough. They still lose the game. Afterward, Janie comforts him, telling him she's proud that he at least gave it his best. Austin, however, takes this opportunity to threaten Jake. He says he'll tell Janie the truth about the bet. Before Austin can do anything, Jake decides to confess himself. He whispers the truth into Janie's ear, that he initially got close to her because of a bet. Janie is devastated and walks away in tears. Afterward, Austin admits that he hadn't actually planned to tell her anything, making Jake realize he's made a huge mistake. Jake and Janie stop talking to each other for a while, and both begin to miss each other deeply. Even though it started as a joke, they had genuinely fallen in love. Now, it's prom night. Austin arrives to take Janie to the prom, while Jake goes with his sister, Catherine. At the prom, Janie's brother Mitch finally gathers the courage to give Amanda the love letter he wrote. She smiles after reading it and leads him to a private room, hinting that she's into him. Meanwhile, Janie and Austin are dancing, as are Jake and Catherine. Suddenly, Catherine kisses Jake during the dance, and Janie sees it. Thinking he has moved on, she feels heartbroken again and leaves the prom. As the night continues, the principal announces the prom king and queen. Jake is crowned prom king, and everyone expects either Janie or Priscilla to be prom queen. But in a twist, the principal announces two prom queens, and it's revealed to be a pair of twin sisters instead, not Janie or Priscilla. After this unexpected outcome, Janie leaves the prom with Austin. Jake finds out from a friend that Janie went to a hotel with Austin, supposedly to have Panicking, Jake rushes to stop it. Along the way, he runs into Ricky and admits that he's also in love with Janie. Now, it's a race to reach her first. Jake arrives at the hotel and hears moaning sounds from inside the room. Fearing the worst, he bursts in, only to discover that it's not Janie at all. Instead, Austin is in bed with Priscilla, and surprisingly, Priscilla's boyfriend is in the room too, filming everything. Jake is relieved but still desperate to find Janie. He quickly learns that she has gone home, so he heads to her house. But by the time he gets there, he's told that Janie has already left for the airport. She's going to Paris to pursue her dream of studying art. Determined not to lose her, Jake runs to the airport. Ricky is also chasing after her, but in a tragic twist, Ricky is suddenly hit by a bus and Meanwhile, as Janie is about to board her plane, Jake throws a football that hits her in the face, stopping her. He rushes up to her and pours out his heart, telling her that although everything started as a bet, once he truly got to know her, he fell deeply in love. Janie is moved by his honesty. Instead of boarding the plane, she decides to stay. The two kiss passionately. The movie ends on this romantic, heartwarming note. I hope you enjoyed this recap. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And as always, stay well, stay safe, and thanks for watching.